This is Essex County, Massachusetts.
And now is Mark Wahlberg anywhere? Does Mark Wahlberg live
Well,
near
I
here?
think Mark
Ben
Wahlberg-
Affleck, he's a Massachusetts.
Those are downtown Boston people.
Oh, so they would never go into the woods.
Oh, not Essex County. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
They'd never make it there. This is rugged territory.
A movie called Exists is hitting the film festival market. It is about a Bigfoot, and
So who's going to get the deal first? Who's going to actually get their movie to market first?
interesting. You're saying is Bobcat Goldthwait with
Well, his
Willow
movies
Creek.
was been out, or at least in the film festival circuit first. But is he going to make it to the big screen first?
Who has a bigger name? Obviously, Bobcat Goldthwait does. But if you say that Eduardo Sanchez, the director of Blair Witch
It'd be
Project,
nice to see one of those movies, you know.
yes, it would be nice to see one of them. And I hear people talking about Willow Creek, and they say there is no Bigfoot in it. There is no Bigfoot in it.
Does there have to be?
No, there doesn't have to be. In fact, that's perfectly fine.
So
that might
that
actually
could be
better.
that could be the very difference between the two movies.
Okay. That reminds me of those $1 Million Bigfoot bounties. Where's the Bigfoot? It's still compelling.
Well, Finding Bigfoot. There's no Bigfoot.
There's no Bigfoot, but the shows are still compelling. So
Sure.
you don't have to have Bigfoot to make a Bigfoot
The
movie.
yelps and the screams and the is that what they sound like? Wow, that's bizarre. The night vision and the characters they have. You can't help but watch a train wreck, right?
The disagreements, the drama. Now, are you a fan of found footage? Found footage, for anybody who's an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. But found footage is where you
Look, everybody is curious. Anybody would be interested in found footage. If you found a camera, you'd take if there was film in the camera, or if they're digital, you would take that and you would want to see. You'd be excited to see what's there.
And what if you saw like a camera and out in the woods or somewhere, and it was left behind, and you took it home and you looked at the footage and it had Bigfoot footage on it, or
It'd be the find of the century.
Yeah, it would be the find of the century, or it had some kind of drama in there where
that's like finding sunken treasure or buried treasure.
So it's an interesting concept. It's also a very low budget way of making a movie.
I don't think any movie is easy to do.
No, it's not easy to do. But the
budget.
expectation of big actors and high budget costumes and stuff like that, and even stuff that looks like film is not expected. You can get by with a cheap. You can film a found footage movie with a cheesy cheap $500 camera.
I'll agree.
So it's obviously something. Now there's something like Cloverfield, which was a found footage type, but not found. It wasn't. I shouldn't say found footage exclusively, because some things are. A reporter goes around and it's all live. Like has a camera over his shoulder and he's documenting a monster attack or an alien attack. That would be that wouldn't be found footage. There's movies like I'm not that familiar with Cloverfield, but it was a movie where there was some kind of monster or something like that, and the people had their camera. It wasn't found; it was their camera, and maybe somebody found it later. I don't know, but they were.
Then that would be found footage.
Then that would be technically found footage. But so I guess maybe a lot of these things incorporate. Oh well, they intended to make a movie out of it.
Well, whatever you can do to entice your audience. I mean, that's the ground rule, I think.
But if you have a name like Blair Witch, like you can say I did Blair Witch, then you can get stuff to your next movie to be marketed. It's surprising to me how little they've actually done. Now, I want to talk about another director, the guy that, I can't think of the guy's name, the guy that did, William Dafoe was a police captain or something like that, and it was, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's another Boston. Boston.
Boston.
That's an Irish.
Yes. What was that
hardcore
called?
Irish.
Everybody knows what this is. A lot of people know what that is.
Gosh, I know. I've seen the movie.
I can't. People that have seen it know what I'm talking about.
It's hardcore Irish twin brothers.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Twin brothers.
I don't know if they're twins, but
they
were vigilantes.
Brothers.
Yes,
yeah, vigilante type brothers.
And they made okay. Well, anyway, I gotta look this up. Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints is what it was called. Okay, Boondock Saint. Now, who directed that? Let's find out who directed it. Troy Duffy, somebody from Boston, apparently. Now, man, we should talk about this next episode. I don't know how far are we into this episode.
Way too far.
Way too far. Okay, well, I'll set this up. So Troy Duffy made, and we're talking about how Bigfoot movies are made, or and there's going to be an influx of Bigfoot movies if I'm using the word influx correctly. Troy Duffy made Boondock Saints, and then
didn't he get in a little trouble?
Yeah, he had to deal with the Weinstein Film Company, who distributes Quentin Tarantino's movies, and
Weinsteins are geniuses.
They're geniuses. The Weinstein brothers, yes, and so there's two brothers, and Harvey Weinstein's the guy I hear the most. So anyway, we'll talk about this next episode. He didn't make another movie for 10 years. So you can have success with him. I'll tell you more about that the next episode.